You know the Harley CVO story at this point. It begins with the most elevated performing creation bicycle the engine organization can make, and afterward, we see pieces and pieces advance down the standard creation line in the years to come. In any case, what streams down to the CVO models in any case? By and large, the response would have been not a lot. However, since Harley went straight into dashing the Lord of the Bagger series with Moto America and enhancing its contention with Indian all the while, there's currently another response. The 2024 Harley Davidson CVO Street Float ST is a new interpretation of one of Harley's top-of-the-line models, piggybacking off the total ground-up overhaul of the visiting models that is, 50 years really taking shape. Separate surveys of the standard Street Float and Road Coast will come soon. However, for the overall essence of the changes, see Dennis Chung's most memorable look pieces out and about and road skims here, and the CVO Street Coast ST here to raise yourself to an acceptable level. Essentially, this is the principal complete model patch-up of the Street Float since Harley began its bagger hustling program. This dashing mentality demonstrated to vigorously affect the choices that went into the CVO Street Float. The main look stories above give you the stray pieces of what's going on for the CVO Street Float ST. However, it doesn't give you the histories behind the choices, nor the impact bagger dashing has had on the bicycle. The greatest question mark is plainly the motor. Beside the 131 CI box motor, the 121 is the greatest motor to date underway Harley models. How could Harley jettison the VVT motor as of now? Console pundits will say, this is on the grounds that clients were definitely disliking it. Yet Harley says here bagger dashing assumed an essential part toward the bicycle. This is an exhibition bagger all things considered, and its motor ought to mirror that. Thusly, top-end power was the need, and VVT wasn't helpful for that objective. You can decide to accept who you need. To get more power, says boss designer Scott Nash, we need to push more air into it. Thus, gone is the VVT, and in its place is a superior exhibition camshaft and another air consumption. Harley says streams 26% more air than the past airbox utilized on the M8 VVT 121. This pushes the power bend further to one side, and Nash concedes the new 121 high-result motor loses a tad of low-end force contrasted with the VVT 121. Yet consequently, the HO motor makes 127 drive at 4,900 RPM and 145 lb-ft of force at 4,000 RPM. The two numbers are higher than previously. The new motor likewise gets a somewhat higher redline, from 5,600 RPM to 5,900 RPM. Finally, losing VVT additionally sheds around 2 pounds from the motor weight. With regards to configuration, Brad Richards, Harley's VP of Configuration, said, "In my 10 years at the organization, this is the most intriguing bicycle I've planned. On the grounds that, regardless of whether you seriously love dashing or not a fan by any means, it ought to be not difficult to grasp how the excitement of contest can light a fire under you." For this situation, Richards diverted that energy into making the CVO Street Float ST look scary and hold a telling presence even, particularly, standing by. Little contacts from the processing plant dashing group incorporate the Shouting Falcon realistic starting on the edge of the fairing, before it then, at that point, drains over flawlessly onto the gas tank. Furthermore, assuming there's one thing Harley knows how to nail, it's paint and wraps up. With the CVO Street Float, you get two variety choices, Brilliant White Pearl or Raven Metallic. Both get red accents on the motor on the grounds that, obviously, red is the quickest variety. Pictures do neither variety equity, as they truly pop in the sun. The other obvious issue at hand is the consideration Harley's bringing to the Street Float's eating regimen plan. Indeed, discussing weight decrease and Harley Davidson in a similar sentence is entertaining. And yet, who's griping about shedding weight when a bicycle is this large in any case? This was an area of significance for the CVO Street Skim. Notwithstanding the titanium suppressors and carbon fiber bits, both the oil container and gas tank are shaped with lighter or more slender materials. The flooring planks are more conservative than the standard model, and the Haggles wave rotors likewise cut unsprung weight down a bit. The dry load of the CVO Street Skim is 800 lbs. No one's truism that is light, However, it's as yet 25 lay-Bs lighter than the 2023 model and more than 60 lay-Bs lighter than the 2022.